11 minutes after 9 o'clock, Indianapolis Colts are 5-6 on the season after a win with Anthony Richardson back at quarterback. There's the game-winning touchdown. Spent 2 weeks on the sideline, then earned another shot after Shane Steichen changed direction again, swapping out Joe Flacco. The announcers described the quarterback drama as the young and the restless. Whatever you call it, it worked with a win over the Jets in New York. Daybreak Colts contributor Heather Lloyd is here. Also, the Victory Blazer is here. Right, maybe a couple weeks on the bench.
Sparkly Monday, just like Anthony Richardson, the Victory Blazer is back and better than ever. Coming off a 2-week grounding and with his 11th NFL start, only 11. It feels like we've been doing this for like 3 years, doesn't it? Anthony Richardson made real progress on Sunday. Whether it was his preparation, his concentration, or his newfound sense of relaxation, Richardson was able to come up with some big plays and big moments, including leading his team down the field for a game-winning drive. The first of his NFL career. Richardson finished the day 20 of 30 for 272 yards. He had one throwing touchdown. He ran in two, including the game winner. He also opened up the running yards a little bit for Jonathan Taylor, who had 24 carries himself for 57 yards. Decent day. The Jets may be a struggling team with a 40-year-old quarterback, but they do have a very talented defense, which showed up in the second half of the game. But the guessing game between Richardson and Jonathan Taylor kept them on their toes all day long. In the end, the Colts won 28-27 to break a 3-game losing streak and keep their postseason hopes alive. And you know, as a football fan, isn't that all you want, is just give us some hope?
That was it, too.
We'll roll with the punches, but give us some hope.
Well, I mean, and you mentioned that last drive, because we said, all right, here we go. We're going to put our big boy pants on. We're going to see what we got here. But, I mean, there were some ups and downs with AR throughout the game. There was times where you were holding your breath. I know I had a couple of bobbled snaps or bad exchanges, that kind of stuff. But here's the question. Do you think, because like you said, he looked good, do you think the benching did it for him?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If nothing else, it certainly was a wake-up call for him, right? I mean, Richardson talked after the game about managing his emotions during the game and how he really tried to relax and calm down his mind the last 2 weeks. And I do think you could see that on the field on Sunday, specifically during that final drive that he executed so well. Richardson has talked before about getting too excited and overshooting his guys. We saw some of that yesterday. There was like a 900-mile-an-hour pass at Michael Pittman that just went flying off of him. But he had the calm of a steely veteran on that final possession, and that is growth. That's growth his coaches, his teammates, and his fans all really needed to see from him. And then there's the behind-the-scenes work, the meetings, the studying, the note-taking, the effort. Shane Steichen talked about the strides he made the last 2 weeks in all those areas, and maybe that added to his confidence going into this week. But football is a week-to-week game, so that effort's going to have to continue. He's going to have to keep that drive and focus and intensity over the next 7 weeks, finish the season strong. And, you know, it's really a message that he's ready to be a pro. You know, that C on your chest, that's not a decoration, right? I mean, they don't give those out. You earn those. And I have to say, I think Anthony Richardson earned that C on Sunday.
He did.
Man, when I was watching the game, I felt like it was a roller coaster. I even texted him. I was like, holy cow. And he was just going back and forth. I know we've got a lot of drama on the offense, but what about the defense?
You know, the funny thing about the defense is that I really feel like for the first time this season, the offense and defense had a pretty good game. You know, not a great game, not a perfect game, but a good game, and complementary football changes everything. When the offense doesn't turn the ball back over, the defense isn't on the field all day long, the Colts don't get killed in time of possession like they have so many times this season. On Sunday, the Colts had the ball for almost 10 minutes longer, which was a really refreshing change. And then at the end, Kwity Paye had some well-timed sacks on Aaron Rodgers, kept them out of the end zone, out of scoring on that last possession, and same Laiatu Latu. Really, those younger defensive players came up big. There was a time in the middle where the defense got soft again. We started to get worried. But just like Anthony Richardson, when it mattered in the big moments, they were there. They performed when they needed to, and that's huge.
Let's talk about that other big moment. I mean, a 56-yarder. That was impressive. On top of that, 3 for 3, Heather. We got to give credit where credit is due. Matt Gay is on it, but I think the big question is, are we going to be able to take what went well here and bring it with us for this week?
Yeah, Matt Gay had a day.
Let's hear it. Hey, let's go. Heather's been You know,
Yeah, you have.
she's ruthless a little bit.
never had a doubt, did you?
Are we confident in our kicking game?
Listen,
More than I was.
Use we very carefully here.
Oh my
But as Jeremy said, though,
Yeah.
bottom line, take all of this
Yeah.
and do it again next week against a much better team. I
Yeah.
mean, you got to do it
Yeah.
all well next week. The Lions are absolutely one of the best teams in the NFL.
good.
They're 9-1. Do not rest on the laurels of beating one of the worst teams in the NFL as you get ready to face
Right.
one of the best teams in the NFL. So
What-
that's the lesson.
What's going to be interesting, I think, is to see how many ticket holders bailed before the Richardson return was announced,
Yeah.
and we see the wrong color blue in the stands because they sold them to Lions fans.
We've seen a lot of the other
Yeah.
fans in the stands this season. So, yeah, let's see. If you can snag those tickets back, maybe try to do it, right?
Yeah, prices just went up considerably.
Way up. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Heather, thank you.
Big
Yeah.
game, big
Yeah,
game.
really
Yep.
appreciate it.
Yeah.